Kaiseki Anime, where we air new episodes every other week. Kaiseki covers currently airing anime, older series seen recently, and other relevant topics for the season. I'm your host Marina of the blog Anime B&B, and with me is my co-host Draggle of the cleverly titled Draggle's Anime Blog.
This week, we cover Sakamoto Days. So I hadn't even realized this show existed until you convinced me to watch it because it's on Netflix, right?
Yep, that's the same old thing. I feel like a lot of people forget about this because it's in one location and one location only. And I think some people also forget that or haven't noticed that Netflix has gotten over their whole we're going to wait until the end of the season and put it all out at once kind of thing. Because now they do episode by episode, so you can sort of keep up with it. But from what we found out, right, is that I'm still a week behind you, aren't I?
I guess so, yeah. I just watched episode 10, which was great.
And I'm still at 9 because they wait for Saturday to release the next episode. And for some reason, Saturday, this coming one, it's only going to be episode 10. So I am not caught up on the most recent episode, sadly enough. And there's only 11 episodes total.
Oh, really? So it's all,
yeah, so we're almost done. Yeah. Oh. But I'm going to mention this now, is that they've already announced a second season for the summer.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. That is something I'll definitely be looking forward to. So you'll know that the topic or the tone for this conversation is going to be pretty positive, I think, because I've enjoyed it and I'm ready for more because there's no clear... We're not following some story, right? It's more about the characters.
Yeah, I'm really glad you got me to watch this. It's been quite a fun show.
Yeah, how would you describe the show for people who don't know anything about it?
I would say it's kind of like Spy X Family, sort of. Mm-hmm. It has a bit of a dark topic of hitmen trying to murder each other. Mm-hmm. But it's a very cheerful, happy show where this guy tries to murder Sakamoto in very goofy ways.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the murderer, he has some family issue or whatever. And then Sakamoto makes him feel better. And then they're friends. It
is a very feel-good, heartwarming, you can start over. You can be the better version of yourself kind of show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I almost heard nothing about this. It does seem like there's quite a loyal following to this for people who have read the manga. But overall, I didn't really get any hype about this show until I really started digging into it and wondering why I hadn't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything except from you. Still haven't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not too familiar with the creator's other works. It's Yuto Suzuki. I don't know Garaku, Locker Room. Apparently he did a bit of a One Piece spin-off thing. Tokubetsu Bangai Hen. I don't know any of these things.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of the manga before, but I haven't.
You had?
I had heard of Sakamoto Days, the manga.
Okay.
I hadn't read it, but.
Okay. As for the company that's producing this, they've done Honey Lemon Soda, Dr. Stone Science Future, TMS Entertainment. But what I thought was really interesting is that the director, Watanabe, I saw that he directed Kato. Do you remember Kato?
Kato?
Kato's the big cube, the alien cube that descends upon the earth.
How could I ever forget Kato? Yeah.
How could you? Yeah, Kato, question mark. What do you mean you forgot this, Draggle?
No, I could never forget. I was traumatized for life.
Yeah, so I just died laughing at that. And I'm like, maybe that's why that came across as quite funny. Maybe this man truly was making that a comedy all along.
So the author of Kato, he wrote some other one which was even dumber, right?
Maybe. Do you remember? Because I'm talking about the director for this show, but yeah. If the actual writer for Kato also did comedy, that makes sense why this director would be drawn to this particular comedy.
Oh no, it wasn't a comedy, but. Yeah, he's done a great job. It's really, it flows very well, very entertaining, good pacing, solid amount of jokes. Great. And yeah, a lot of the jokes are the same, but it doesn't feel repetitive because they present them in very silly ways each time. One of the things I laugh at the most is when what's his face, the blonde kid,
Shin,
yeah. He does something to piss off Sakamoto, and then Sakamoto brutally murders him. But then
Yeah.
it turns out it was him reading Sakamoto's mind where he imagines brutally murdering him.
Yeah, because Shin's an esper, right? So
Yeah.
like he can see whatever other people's like if he's concentrating, he can see what they're thinking. And it's always like such a swift death, right?
Yeah.
So it shocks you just as much as it shocks him, and then it's immediately like, oh, it was just in his mind
Yeah.
that he murdered him.
It's always the same joke, but it gets me every time because there's.
But the deaths are different in style.
Exactly. The
Sometimes
deaths
it
are
just
different.
breaks his neck. Sometimes it stabs him. Sometimes he shoots him.
Yeah. But it's always such a swift transition from slight annoyance to murder.
Yeah, I think like you said, the pacing, not just of like the story itself, the storytelling itself, but I think also the action.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and maybe that's partly why he was such a legendary assassin, Sakamoto Taro, because he doesn't dilly-dally, right? He doesn't posture. He just gets shit done.
Yep.
And so, like, when they have their action scenes, I feel like they don't draw it out like other action shows, right? Like, they rush. It's not even rushed. It just moves from one scene to the next seamlessly in a very natural, organic way that keeps me, like, attentive.
Yeah.
In the way that, like, you know how, like, fight scenes can be drawn out and get really boring over time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't feel that way here. And I'm assuming you don't feel that way either because you usually complain about fight scenes.
Yeah, no, not at all. This one, I really love the fight scenes. I'm going to slightly spoil episode 10, but
Okay.
there's not in an important way for the plot, but in the first half of episode 10, it's a long extended quote unquote fight scene where Sakamoto and family go to the bath. And it turns out the bath manager is an assassin, and he's rigged up his bathtubs to murder people. So
oh my God.
he turns the sauna into lava room and turns the cold bath into frozen. And Shin is in there like dying in all of these different bathtubs, and Sakamoto is like in this bathtub of frozen ice, and he's like, "It's too hot in here."
Too hot? What?
Yeah, because he's fine through it all.
Yeah, but you said with his family. What about his family? Like, how does this affect normal people?
Oh well, the bathtub manager is a nice guy. He just needs the money, so he only does it when Sakamoto and Shin are in there.
Oh, okay. So he's very careful with how he applies it.
Yeah, and then like the kids will come in and they'll go ice skating out of the bathtub, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is so much fun." Yeah,
But he knows about Shin, which is why he's trying to also kill Shin.
I think he just doesn't care about Shin. No one cares about
He doesn't care about him. He could be
No one cares
like
about
an
Shin.
innocent bystander. Come on.
Yeah, maybe he knew. I forget.
Yeah, just like the way that they try to assassinate Sakamoto is just so silly and over the top. Like the sniper who becomes their friend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like how he can ricochet. That's his skill, is ricocheting. So it doesn't matter where you're hiding. If you're around the corner, if he can hear where you are, he will ricochet and get you anyways. And he has this little bird to also be his spotter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, his little bird will like fly out, which I think is very dangerous. Like, just take out the bird, right? If you notice it.
Right. But Sakamoto would never harm an innocent bird.
That's right. Well, and it's not that he would never harm. There's a reason why he would not do any more violence, right? Or like any more killing.
Because his wife will get mad at him.
That's right. Because there's the Sakamoto family rules now. Actually, I just know of the one rule, but it's the no killing rule.
I think we saw another one, which was like no lying or something.
Tell the truth, be truthful.
Yeah, when he didn't tell his wife that assassins were trying to kill him.
And she's like, why? Yeah, we have to be open in this relationship. See, it's such a healthy relationship.
Oh,
There's no secrets between them. They're honest with each other.
Maybe. Another part of it that's quite funny is Sakamoto barely talks in the whole show, like except when Shin's reading his mind.
Right. He's quite verbose actually when he's reading his mind, right?
Yeah. So I'm not sure how much he actually talks to his wife.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, we see flashbacks, right, to them meeting each other, them coming together, the confession, when she gives him the ultimatum, which was, we'll talk about that here in a bit. But like, how did he romance her? And when do they talk? Like, obviously there had to be some talking for them to have come up with these rules in the first place, unless it was like written down or something. But surely they talked to one another.
Maybe his wife told him the rules.
And he was like, yes, okay, with a nod.
Yep.
Okay, well, my other question is that who the hell is his wife? Because do you remember that confession scene when she gives him the ultimatum?
Mm-hmm.
It's like on an overlook. And she threatens him by tossing, like she jumps over the cliff. It's shown that scene multiple times. And every time I watch it, I'm like, how is she a normal person?
I bet she's a hitman too.
I want to know that. Is she actually a hitman? And only, like, surely Sakamoto knows. Surely she told him if she wants him to be truthful with her. So then he knows that about her, but nobody else maybe knows that about her, including us.
Or she's like a policeman or something.
Something. But I feel like she is not just not a normal standby person. Like, there is something about her.
No, she definitely does not seem like a normal person.
Their kid, questionable. Kid's pretty normal, but is uncannily, like, trusting of certain people that she can, like, it's like she can sense their innate goodness, so she trusts them.
Right. Especially his wife, like, she's not worried at all about hitmen going after him. She's just like, you didn't tell me the hitmen were going after you. How dare you?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, she shows absolutely no concern for his safety. She just has that much trust in him.
Right.
And I wouldn't say that's because she doesn't love him, because I absolutely think she loves him. It's that she just honestly has that much faith in him.
Yeah, I can't blame her given what we've seen so far of his fighting.
He's a god. He's fighting, like, I don't understand how. Even his fluctuating weight, right? We got to talk about that too. Like, how that doesn't throw off his physics completely, that he can just somehow deal with it.
Yeah, it's good physics models.
Yeah, that was another aspect of this show that I guess we didn't include in the summary, is that while he was a legendary hitman, like, he looked like your stereotypical, he was fairly fit looking, right? Badass looking. And then when we see him in the present time, the man has gained a significant amount of weight. Like, he's quite panda bear looking, right? He's very large and soft and squishy, which is what endears him to some people, actually, who love that, seeing him like that.
Yeah, that assassin in episode 9 is obsessed with
the woman.
Yeah, because he looks like a
at the park. Bear. She's all like, ah!
Yeah.
He's so cute. But, yeah, it's just funny to me because he, like, sits there at the conveni, and he's sucking down all these noodles day after day. So he's gained all this weight as well. But then every time he fights, it's like the weight is not an issue whatsoever. And then he, like, in the midst of fighting, because of all of the exertions, he loses all of that weight, right?
Yep.
So we get to see the reemergence of his former self, only for him to almost immediately following the fight gain it all back again. Like, what does that say about their view on weight gain and weight loss? And is he just like a special breed of human?
I think it's just for comedic effect.
Yes.
Yeah, Shin always has the straight man reactions to
he does
his weight loss and gain too. He is like, oh my god, what happened to you? You should stay like this. And then no one else will even mention it. And then the next day he's back to normal. And Shin's like, what the fuck?
He's in despair, yeah. It's like, why? His wife doesn't care. His wife says nothing.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned another one of my favorite characters, the Chinese girl.
What do you think about Lu? Like, why is she your favorite? One of your favorites?
Well, I don't think she is my favorite, but I think Shin is my favorite, honestly.
Okay, well, you said she was one of your favorites. I think.
Well, there's only like 3 main characters, so she's one of my top 3. But
okay,
I think she's pretty funny together with Shin.
They make a good combination.
They do make a good combination. She says like the dumbest shit, and he has his straight man act. I liked her junk fighting battle.
The second that I saw her, you know, when she's slurring her words and she like does that first move where she avoids a hit, I was like, oh shit, drunken boxing, here we come. I was so excited for it. And then they like really leaned into it. I was like, hell yes.
Exactly.
I just thought her story was interesting because she's an orphan now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because her family was, I guess, some big deal with the Triad family. And then when they die and they leave their inheritance to her, that's how she gets introduced to our main characters.
Great.
And then ends up joining their little crew. I don't know what else to call them. She joins Sakamoto Grocers. What would you call them?
She's a convenience store worker.
Now she is part of the Sakamoto convenience store.
Yes.
Staff.
The chief Chinese bun chef.
Oh, that's right. She makes them the buns, the Chinese buns. But then she also steals Shin's apron, right? And then gets mistaken for him, which was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that was a good episode.
Like, there you go again with, like, really stupid characters. Like, not even putting two into, like, she's not even a guy, right? Doesn't look like him. She's just wearing the apron with his name.
Yeah, and all the other kidnappers are like, this is clearly not the right person.
But they still went with it. Like, you're pointing it out, so, like, there's only one versus all of you. Why don't you just turn around and deliver her back?
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna keep going with this. This is how it is.
Yeah, it's a really funny show.
It is. It's actually one of the shows that I pop open. Like, I'm really sad every time that I sit down that there's not another episode. Like, whenever I sit down to eat, this is the one I usually check first. Just because of the lighthearted nature of it. It's just so nice in comparison to, like, everything else in the news lately. Like, I don't want to go there, but there's just, like, something about the levity in this show that is very uplifting.
Exactly. There's not too worried Sakamoto is going to get injured, or
right.
But we know there's going to be a happy ending.
Yeah, and I mean, even if, like you said, there's violence, even if there's, people trying to kill you, there's still a lot of joy there.
Exactly. It's like the Looney Tunes,
yeah, that's a good comparison.
Coyote and Roadrunner, or the wacky racers, where there's all this violence, but no one's actually going to get injured.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend people watch this if they weren't aware of it at all. And then to know that we're going to get more of it, which, yeah, I think we could use a lot more laughs in the coming years. So that we're going to get more of it this summer, nonetheless. So pretty short.
Yes.
Is really awesome to hear.
We need more of these cheerful comedies, less of these revenge isekais.
Yeah. Like, I'm not in the mood for anything, like, super heavy and dramatic for the next few years. And, like, I can handle, like, one or two, but yeah, not much more than that.
I won't go that far. I do love the drama and the tears, but
I do, but in moderation, especially when, like, I'm avoiding the news a lot of the time because it's just, like, so angering to me. Like, what I want is to laugh, and I want to, like, take my mind off stuff most of the time these days.
Yeah, I totally get you.
Something I wanted to maybe close out with is, do you have any other shows this particular season that similarly lift you when you're watching it?
I think the show that lifts me the most is From Bureaucrat to Villainous. Always pretty cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the Red Ranger.
Oh, that's right. I still haven't gotten around to trying that, but I know you liked it a lot.
Yeah. And a little bit, although there's some drama there. Shangri-La Frontier, right there.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a video game. They'll be fine. And
they'll be fine. Surely you won't die in a video game.
Yeah. And the famous last words. And Dr. Stone, I've been having fun with.
Of course.
Yeah. And a little bit of Apothecary Diaries. Even though people definitely die in that one, it's still...
Her character makes it really hard to stay down.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, well, I could be sad about this person getting murdered, but mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Cool sciencey things that she notices, but nobody else does.
Exactly. So
yeah, I have a lot of overlap with you, actually.
Yeah. What has been cheering you up?
Same with you. I would say Bureaucrat to Villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated. That one always makes me laugh. Also, Apothecary Diaries, because of her character specifically. Shangri-La Frontier is just like a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying. I know it's a bit of a side story right now, how they've taken a break from Shangri-La the game itself to do this other tournament, right? But like the swiftness with which he picks things up, his insistence on wearing his stupid mask the first time he meets them in real life was just killing me. Like imagining doing that with us, right, with our friends, and someone walking around with a gas mask. Oh my god, I just wanted to rip it off of his head.
I just watched I think what was the first episode in the new game, the fighting game as well, and it's off to a good start.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Like, I know it's not like the main storyline, but hey, like as long as it's developing the characters, we're having fun with them. You remember this is your favorite trio of friends, right? So they're all together again, being ridiculous.
Exactly, and now there's a new person for them all to piss off.
Exactly. I love how she gets so mad. So yeah. I think like and one maybe that you're not watching is Medalist. I still enjoy that. That's the one about ice skating.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit of laughs to be had this season if you know where to look. Tune in again to Kaiseki Anime Podcast 2 weeks from now. Please feel free to send us questions or comments on Blue Sky with hashtag Kaiseki Anime Podcast or on our individual accounts at Draggle and at MarinaBNB.
Listen to and review us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts so we can continue to grow and improve. Thanks for listening. See you next time.